Hey everyone, this is Tanya. Welcome back to Black Women Read reviews of books, zines, and everything in between. While I enjoy devouring a meaty novel, I have a sweet tooth for the short story. I have always been fascinated by the short story. I think it takes a certain skill to create meaningful characters in such a limited amount of pages. I have finished many a short story, hoping the protagonists got their revenge, found happiness, or survived their trauma. Short stories allow your imagination to flourish. It's noted a short story is a work of fiction that is categorized by its length. Historically, short stories are typically between 1,000 and 20,000 words long and can be consumed in a single reading session. Despite their brevity, short stories are complete works of fiction, generally exhibiting the common literary devices of character, setting, plot, conflict, and theme. I recently read an interesting collection of short stories in the new literary magazine Midnight in Indigo. The tagline of Midnight in Indigo is Celebrating Black Female Writers. The literary journal made its debut in fall 2018. The first issue features 13 stories providing a glimpse into the lives of Black women and their loves, losses, and those still trying to find their way. Ayana A. Small is the creator behind Midnight in Indigo. In the editor's note, Small shares about her love of reading and writing as a young girl. She writes, Midnight in Indigo is the fulfillment of a young girl's dream, manifest in the woman she grew up to become. A literary platform, both print and digital, dedicated to publishing short stories and narrative essays by Black female writers. One I hope will make a meaningful contribution to the literary movements that have thrived for generations. Through the pain shared in Incidents in the Life of a Slave Girl and the self-love lessons of I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. And now, through a new generation of writers who will share their own stories and readers who will find connection in their prose. I liked most of the stories in this first edition. In particular, there were three I found myself thinking about long after I read them. Sit back, close your eyes, and absorb the words as I read excerpts from these engaging stories. Reflect on what happens next to each character. Io looked out at the drooping cypress trees over the lake in the middle of campus. Before, it had managed to bring her some semblance of peace here in this foreign place. She watched an alligator slice its way through the ripples of mossy green water as she touched a hand to her stomach. When would it bleed away? She wondered. It had been hours since she drank the concoction. She had been restless, waiting for it to work, and her roommate Sarah had kept asking her what the matter was, so she had walked out to the center of campus and stood by the lake, waiting. I shifted in my chair, careful not to jostle the folding table too much. I shuffle the cards out as best as I can and fan them out, feeling them lax under my hands. The sheen is long gone from overuse. The cards are patchwork, different colors and sizes. Some of the suits are cups, others chalices. Knaves intermingling with pages. A cat hierophant with a regal Venus as empress emerging from sea foam. The gold outlining on the border on them is spotty and has long transferred to my fingertips, my reading cloth, the edges of the folding table, the hair at the back of my neck, and everything I touch to keep from telling her that I'm not a medium. I'm not a psychic. I've never seen a ghost. I don't have lottery numbers. Pick 5 cards, I tell her, with a smile. We are a together family, always together, in a tiny house where we couldn't be anything but together. A lot of thick love swirls around that togetherness. It settles in every cranny, stacks up in the information my daughter hoards, lurks beneath the deep conversations I have with the middler, flattens between the lace fingers of mine and my son's around a father's questions. All that love will be further away, a little bit harder to touch. The front seat that held a world of anxiety, maturity, play, and inquiry wouldn't be so close, so easy to flop into. A new war has begun, and parenting will change. It will be done from afar, and the war will be within me, within him, with us in spaces that seem an infinity apart. While I found a few of the stories to be seemingly similar to things I've read before, overall, I recommend getting a copy of Midnight in Indigo. It's a nice introduction into what I'm sure will blossom into more intriguing and complex tales of Black womanhood. Thank you for listening, and I will see you at the next video.